everyone, Andrikats here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll go through all the known ways to efficiently gear up any freshly deemed character, catching up on your alts, or even wanting to gear up a potential main for maybe 10.2. But before I do that, please make sure to subscribe and ring the bell if you like to see more content. It's completely free and it will greatly mean the world to me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Before I go ahead and explain all the different ways of gearing, it's crucial to understand the new upgrading system in Season 2. By obtaining any piece of item, you'll see that it has an upgradable track, depending on the initial item level. By bringing that item to any upgrade vendor, you can see what you need to farm in order to upgrade it. Usually it requires an X amount of fly stones, which can be farmed through almost any activity that you participate in, and a type of crest. There are 4 types of crests. There is the lowest tier, Whelbling, then Drake, following with Wyrm, and the highest quality crest is Aspect. Crests are in general much more difficult to find compared to fly stones, and you'll need to combine 15 fragments to create a single crest. Open world activities will yield Whelbling mostly and sometimes Drake. Wyrms and Aspects, on the other hand, come from only killing heroic and mythic raid bosses respectively, or finishing high-level mythic plus dungeon runs. Wyrms drop from completing keys between 11 and 15, and then Aspects drop from keys at level 16 and higher. The bigger the challenge, the higher the quality of crests you can collect, and the higher item level you can upgrade. So it's really worth putting an effort to try and complete any challenging content this season. I really don't want to get into more detail and bore you out, so let's dive into the fun stuff, gearing. Let's start off with some open world activities. This is the easiest content that you can do to get some starting gear for any fresh 70 level character. Time Rift specifically is one of the newest features in 10.1.5 that can easily kick off your gearing journey. These take place every hour on the hour here in Tearhole Reservoir in Thaldraszus. Speak to Soridormi and simply complete as many tasks as you can. These will grant you Paracosal Flakes, which can then be exchanged for various trinkets found from the vendors. Sometimes, if you are lucky enough, you can even find gear inside the epic box. Luckily, many people participating in this event means that you'll always get this epic box, at least at the moment, because it's very easy to fill in the bar. Furthermore, each week, the first time you kill the final boss of the Time Rift, you will get a time-dilated capsule, an item which can be traded for gear from She Everbreeze. It's a 402 epic gear which can be upgraded all the way to 424. Which I think it's pretty neat. On top of that, the end boss of the Time Rift has a chance to give you a gear item. Don't forget to grab the weekly quest from Soridormi, as it also contains very nice rewards such as the encapsulated time. This guarantees that your next boss will drop loot, so make sure to use it before you kill the next boss. The Eon's Fringe dailies can also reward with the encapsulated item, and they literally take 5 minutes to complete them, so make sure you cross that off your list every day. Bear in mind that the Time Rift gear can also be transformed into a class tier piece from the Revival Catalyst. Creating your 2-set and 4-set will massively boost your character power, so always aim to acquire this as quickly as possible. But more details on the Revival Catalyst later. In addition to that, the researchers under Fire event can give some really nice rewards, including 411 from killing the mid-bosses and a chance at a 415 piece if you get the epic bag at the end. Joining a raid group is your best chance at managing to complete the 12 tasks needed to acquire the epic box. Unfortunately, the items from this event cannot be converted into a tier set, as the Time Rift pieces can, but nonetheless are still very good for starting gear. Fyrakk Assaults is another outdoor activity which you can take part, and it gives plenty of upgradable items up to 424. These take place in either Azure Span or on Aron Plains in Suffuse camps. Completing the Assault World quest, killing Fyrakk's disciple, and even opening the weekly chest found in the area will award you with gear from 405 to 408, which can be upgraded further to 424. World quests also give some starting gear if you want to go after them. These are very easy to upgrade as they usually need Whelbling and Drake crest fragments. Elite world quests in Zaralik Cavern offer epic gear as well. Don't forget to kill the world boss every week found in Zaralik Cavern, the Zakali Elders. These have a chance to drop a 421 item level gear which can be upgraded all the way to 437, which is heroic raid equivalent. When you get a bit of gear from doing the outdoor content and feel confident enough, you can start clearing some dungeons. Completing the weekly dungeon quest of clearing 5 heroics will earn you a 415 piece of gear. This can be upgraded all the way to 437, which is again really good. Check if there is any weekly event happening, like the time walking event or the dungeon event. These give Aberus loot and they're very easy to do. You either have to clear 5 time walking dungeons or 4 mythic ones. On top of that, you can start clearing some low mythic plus dungeons and fill as many great vault slots as you can for a chance at a greater reward. When you reach late 420s up to 430ish item level, then you can start clearing out the Dawn of the Infinite. This is the new Megadungeon that arrived with 10.1.5, which is actually quite challenging and not your typical Mythic 0. So don't assume you'll one-shot everything. You might need a few pulls before you get the hang of some boss fights. I do have a video though that can fully guide you through it if you wanna take a look. The loot is heroic grade equivalent, starting at 437, which can be further upgraded to 441. In addition to that, bosses drop some very good unique items, specifically trinkets and weapons, with some special effects and brand new stats. These pieces are called Divergent and are really powerful, so it's very likely that some of them might be beasts for you. Undoubtedly, some of the best in slot items come from raiding. Aberus is a rather pack-friendly raid as far as LFR and normal difficulties go. Bosses are fun and they offer some pretty neat rewards. LFR can be accessed as soon as you reach 386 item level and you can earn gear which goes all the way to 424, similar to outdoor activities. With the new upgrading system, gearing has never been so easy. You can upgrade LFR pieces to normal loot, normal to heroic, and then heroic to mythic. Mythic can also be upgraded all the way to 447, which is the current highest item level. If you are interested in raiding, maybe it's best to find a guild which suits your goals, as packs can be somewhat annoying to deal with, especially for clearing heroics and mythics. Speaking of raid, you should always prioritize obtaining your class tier sets as quickly as possible, and this can be easily done through the Revival Catalyst. Any Season 2 gear can be converted into a tier set piece through the Catalyst near tier hold in Thaldraszus. Certain slots such as helms, shoulders, cloaks, legs and gloves can also offer a tier set bonus, which can significantly increase your character's performance. Creating a 2 set and ultimately a 4 set is your main goal. You can insert loot from outdoor activities, dungeons, and transform it into a raid item of the same slot. Each week, all the characters of your account will automatically gain a charge, so use them wisely. There's Wowhead, Icy Veins, and other sites who offer beast gear setup for your class and spec to efficiently choose the items that will grant you the greatest output. Like raids, Mythic Plus dungeons will also offer gear which will scale with dungeon difficulty. Keys starting at level 2 up to 8 will drop veteran gear, which can go up to 424. 9 to 16 keys will drop champion gear, which can go up to 437, while hero gear drops from 17 keys and higher and can be upgraded all the way up to 441. The highest obtainable gear from completing dungeons is 431, coming from a plus 19 and 20 difficulties. There is no seasonal affix this time around, and affixes are somewhat less complicated to deal with and less annoying, so it's a great time to start pushing keys, even if you have never done it before. With a recent hotfix, catch-up boxes are now available to purchase from vendors for both Mythic Plus and PvP players. This can be bought from your main and sent over to your alts, especially if you have any extra flystones or conquest. Spinsoa, who can be found outside the main hub in Loam, sells volcanic chests for 250 flystones. That contains items from Dragonflight Mythic Dungeons at item level 398 and can be further upgraded to 411. Caldorax in Valdragon's PvP hub sells the PvP equivalent, an obsidian chest for 375 conquest, which gives item equal to 408 item level. And speaking of PvP, let's see how you can gear up by doing PvP activities. We have 3 kinds of gear here: Honor, Conquest and War Mode PvP gear. Starting off with the Honor one, you can buy it from the Seltherex NPC in Valdragon's PvP hub. It starts at item level 366 and you can further upgrade it with Honor up to 392. Honor can be obtained through casual activities such as brawls, skirmishes, and battlegrounds. Conquest gear can be obtained through farming conquests, which can be done through participating in rating PvP content like rated arenas, solo queue shuffles, and rated BGs. The conquest vendor is Calderax, the same one who sells the PvP catchup boxes. This gear starts at 408 and can be further upgraded with Honor. Making sure to complete the weeklies here can also help obtaining Honor and Conquest. Lastly, we have the Scale Warden gear, the War Mode PvP version for Season 2. This can be purchased as blue quality with bloody tokens from Militia. Bloody tokens can be farmed through PvP world quests and by killing players of the opposite faction found in the outdoor world. These items can be further upgraded to epic quality with Trophy of Strife, which you can get from the weekly Sparks of Life quests. No matter what kind of content you prefer doing, the Great Vault will play a pivotal role in your gearing journey. Any instanced content, PvP or PvE, will unlock more slots in your vault, so make sure to complete as many activities as you can each week, depending on what kind of content you prefer participating in. The more difficult the content, the greater rewards you'll get. That being said, you have many ways to gear up, but that's not even all of it. With the overhaul of professionals in Dragonflight, people can go through the work order system and craft high item level items for any desired slot up to 447 item level. You can basically target specific items with the aid of other crafters. The necessary items you need to provide is a Spark of Shadow Flame and an enchanted crest. To create a Spark of Shadow Flame, you need to combine 2 Splinter Sparks of Shadow Flame. This half spark can be found in either the Sensational Chest reward from completing the Worthy Ally weekly quest in Long, or through the Malicious Horde from completing PvP activities in Valdragon. There is also a one-time quest which offers a free Splinter Spark and it's called Power Unified. It's available to pick up with any alt as soon as you reach Loam. If you are starting now, don't worry, you can still catch up with your sparks as any other person who started on day 1 of patch 10.1. Splinter Sparks will have a chance to drop from various activities until your character catches up to the current spark count, participating in dungeons, raids, killing world bosses, and well, pretty much any weekly activity can drop a spark. Enchanted crests can be made by an enchanter, and if you're not one, well then don't worry, you can order them via the work order system. This will require a lot of farming from your part to obtain the crest fragments needed, thus I highly recommend to clear out the Dawn of the Infinite each week, as it gives a whopping amount of 45 aspect fragments. So that's actually pretty good. So if you want to craft 447 items, make sure to complete it every single week, along with clearing 16 keys or higher and killing mythic raid bosses. If you also have any crafted items from Season 1, do not throw them. You can simply just recraft your Season 1 gear to Season 2 by replacing the old spark with a new one and adding the new enchanted crests. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, the opportunities to gear up are endless in this season, and I cannot stress enough how easy it is to start gearing alts at any given point. And the good thing is that you can choose which type of content you want to be doing and gear up through that. Be that raids, dungeons, PvP, or even outdoor activities. Play the game however you wanna play it, and you can gear up. As always, thank you so much for watching my content and drop a like if you have found this video helpful. Make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. You can also find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/AndrewCatsGames, where I'm mostly streaming World of Warcraft. Good luck with whatever you are doing, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!